So here's the thing which is interesting. And this brings up one thing that comes up as part of the major arc of the thing, and also one of the ones that is more individual to this. I'm gonna make sure if I know which one it is. It's episode 8, season 8, episode 12, but Zugswing is the name. And the first time that I'm actually saying it. Most of the time they do have names. You have the lesson, and then you have some other names. Whereas like they do have names, but usually I don't usually refer to them by name. I usually refer to episode 8, season 8, episode 12. Right? Why do I do it like that? Because that to me is easier, and that's how I sort of keep my notes. It's a very simple explanation. But why do I want to bring up Zugswing? Because this is where someone comes up. And it's a very fun, interesting antagonist, but I'm not going to talk about that. This is also where one other thing gets wrapped up. So through some of the other episodes, they currently have a thing with Reed having a girlfriend. They do have more on it, and it's really sad. And also, slight spoilers, she's dead. By the end of the episode, she dies. I also like the fact that at first you have the situation of like, oh, it's the person, the fiance, who did this because that was one of the person who he saw earlier, and was actually in one of the earlier episodes, I think. I don't know if they actually were, or it was like a similar actor. I don't know fully. Probably could be like the same actor. And this episode was done, and then they recorded that little bit of the scene earlier because they don't really have like too much change to them, which kind of makes sense. But I like the idea that two things happen. One, this is the introduction of Zugzwang, which is really interesting. Two, she dies. Because a lot of the times you get some really good endings. You do get some sad endings, and I have talked about them, definitely about one of them. But I like this because you think like it's a personal win. It's like, but no. I also like originally you'd think, oh, someone who is stalking a female, which is stereotypical, would be male. And be for very bad reasons. But no, it's actually because you figure it out through a fun way. Because there's some writing, and it's like, oh no, this is eyeliner. I also think it's a bit intriguing. It's like this is eyeliner, female, which could be the case. It could be like, oh, eyeliner is sort of a more feminine product, so it'll be more used by females. But I still do like the idea that it's something that you wouldn't expect. That twist of like you would think because everyone else is like, I'm having a stalker with these like threatening messages. I also like the idea that it's the person who's with their current fiance, and maybe that is interesting in so many ways. Again, I like it because it brings a sadness and it brings so much into the character, and that's why I think this is a fun episode. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and